Hello, fortunate people. You've got me again. Amazing production value here. Not. Anyway, thanks for tuning into the channel and for subscribing and for putting up with my, as I go along, literal evolution on screen here as I try to think through these issues. Tulsi Gabbard, why did I just all of a sudden, like, the scales fell off and I'm like, Tulsi Gabbard for president? Why? Why Tulsi? Because she doesn't want to fight regime change wars that are bankrupting the country. Is that the biggest issue we have in America today? It's very big. It's very big, and it can unite both the left and the right to some degree. That's why apparently there are some people on the left, and probably on the right too, but a lot of people on the left think Tulsi might be this stealth Republican because she's anti-war. Oh, I can't. Or her position on gay rights from 20 years ago, and that makes her, a problem. I don't know. I don't know anymore. They're grasping at straws, anything to keep her away from the top spot. Okay. Now, CNN, the Clinton News Network. All right. That's one of many nicknames, fake news. We can go through the whole list. It's funny how there's a lot of agreement, and I keep from the right, and the people on the left are kind of saying the same thing. This a weird thing that might happen in America. We might actually finally become the United States again, because people can agree that multinational corporations shouldn't be running our government. And they are. And we're kowtowing to them. And the whole military-industrial complex is just feeding them. Like, oh boy, Raytheon's got another defense contract. Ooh, people up in Massachusetts cheering, even though Massachusetts used to kind of be an anti-war state, right? I mean, you think Massachusetts, you think of, I don't know. I'm from there originally, so I know I used to hang out with people, and there were a lot of peaceniks running around. I used to make fun of them all, and then I had to think back saying, damn, they were right. They were so right. And, okay, so let me get to the news of this video, and that is, thanks to a channel called Status Coup, pretty cool channel, I found out, and again, I'm watching things I never used to watch, and I'm analyzing and I'm processing information. I'm still a center-right guy, but I think what's happening to me is I'm finding that area of intersection that we have between like all the stuff I just talked about is more important than the differences that we have. Sorry, I have a 5-year-old, and if you hear him on the video, he's freaking out in the other room, and this is... I don't have the studio, I don't have the insulated place to go, so a lot of times he's asleep, or he's at school, but right now it's neither. So, let me get back to the discussion here from Status Coup. When CNN did their breakdown of the top 10 candidates, and they mysteriously left Tulsi Gabbard out. There was one screen where they showed, like, Google internet activity, like people searching names. They call it the power rankings, okay? And they literally skipped over. It went Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, okay? And then bunch of other names, and they literally jumped over Tulsi Gabbard to talk about Elizabeth Warren. And I'm not an Elizabeth Warren fan. We can do better than Elizabeth Warren. I know she's talked about Wall Street, but she's a corporatist. She's a big time corporatist. She is a very rich woman, and I just don't think she understands working class people. That's my view on her. If you like her, more power to you. She did lie about her heritage and stuff, and people on the right have been beat with that meme over and over again, and maybe I've been conditioned not to like her, but I don't like her speaking style. I don't like her school marmishness. See, Tulsi Gabbard to me is a dream candidate. She's empathetic. She's real. She's genuine. She doesn't talk down, even when the questions are kind of loaded. She doesn't. She respectfully comes back with an answer. Now, in this CNN poll, she was in 4th place. Now, to me, after the video I did about third party and should we start worrying and stuff, it's like hold the horses here. 4th place in activity. So people are Googling her name. People are donating to her campaign. And even against all of this sort of, well, we'll just skip over this candidate here, Tulsi Gabbard, she didn't show up in the Iowa poll, which is nuts to me. I wish we could get some independent polling and research done. Both Iowa and New Hampshire are very independent-minded places. And there's a lot of crossover that goes on where independents sometimes go for Democrats, sometimes go for Republicans, depending on who it is. You get a Rand Paul in New Hampshire or a Ron Paul in New Hampshire. You get a Tulsi Gabbard in New Hampshire or Iowa. And I think you're going to see some much stronger results, especially in Iowa. And I don't care, I understand the whole Joe Biden thing. Number one, he's not in the campaign yet. Okay? Number two, he's another really old guy, like Bernie Sanders. If I had to pick between Joe and Bernie, it would have to be Bernie, though, because Joe Biden would be an extension of all of the policies we've seen, that are wrecking and bankrupting the country. I mean, he's Hillary Clinton as far as I can see, and, is that what you guys really want again? I mean, if you want to get away from Trump and get something different, you got to go for like a Tulsi or a Bernie. Now, again, I'm not feeling the burn, but a lot of people keep asking me, would you take a Bernie Tulsi ticket? I'm in this because Tulsi inspired me. Okay, now I know a lot of people are in it. Last time Bernie was their inspiration, and even I was solidly on the right in voting for Trump, and I used to say to people, Bernie just got robbed. They just took that. They literally took it away from him. I mean, if that had happened in the Republican Party, I would have flipped. So I understand the people over on the left. I just think Bernie was the populist representation of Trump in the Democrat Party. So yeah, do I prefer him over a corporatist like Joe Biden or any of these other Kamala Harris types? 100%. But it would be, I just want Tulsi Gabbard to get the nomination, and if she doesn't, then we'll talk about whoever is left and what does that mean. Independent runs, Howard Schultz is out there, there are third parties that are going to run candidates. I know third parties don't do well, and the system is rigged, for Democrat or Republican, and then the system is rigged within those two parties to kind of put out what the media says should be the candidate. So again, thanks to Status Coup for the data. Tulsi comes in 4th place in this, which is a really huge thing, and they should have made it into a huge thing, but instead they completely glossed over it and ignored it and went down the list and talked about the candidates that were beyond 4th place, which I don't know. It just shows you the intentionality of what the media is trying to do to these populist grassroots efforts. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm done for now. I promise I'll try to have a quieter, better quality video in the future. I got to work on the lighting, the camera, my face. See ya.